to stab myself!
Great. Murder Barbie.
I'm just a girl.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Scream Factory's newest release, Freaky. But before we do that, if you guys are into 4K reviews, movie reviews, some tech, and some video game stuff along the way, please consider subscribing because we do all that here. So in 2020, director Christopher Landon gave us the movie Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn and Kathryn Newton. So basically, if you haven't seen Freaky before, it's almost like Freaky Friday with a comedic / horror twist to it. So Kathryn Newton's character Millie gets attacked by Vince Vaughn's character, who is the Blissfield Butcher. That's the town they live in, and he is a serial killer. And he gets his hands on this strange Aztec artifact, and when he stabs Millie, they switch bodies and they wake up like it's Freaky Friday, like the Freaky Friday movie, or that Chris Brown song, I think it was, or
so how this shit turned into Freaky Friday.
Maybe it was Little Dicky. I think it was Little Dicky makes the Freaky Friday song, and something about Chris Brown. I don't remember exactly what it was, but anyway, it's similar to that. Little Dicky is a rapper, by the way.
Do you think so?
So Millie's character is a high school student, and she's got her friends in high school, and she's kind of a geek, a nerd, not Miss Popular. She gets bullied and stuff, and she has some family issues. You know, just a basic teenager, you know. And Vince Vaughn's character is the Blissfield Butcher. So we switch bodies, and you know, Millie is now in Vince Vaughn's body. She is freaking out. She has no idea what's going on. And the Butcher is now in this young girl's body. He's like, all right, this is pretty cool, you know. No one knows my face. I could do what I want. He gets like a fresh start, but he still wants to go kill people. And if I was him, I would have just kind of restarted my life and said, you know what, I did my killing, whatever. I guess it's just you're sick in the head and you can't stop doing it. I don't know. But, you know, that's a second chance, basically. So, basically, they figure out that they have until the stroke of midnight the next day, I believe it is. I think it's 24 hours in those bodies, and if they don't switch back, it'll be permanent. So, the movie is basically them tracking down the weapon that was used because it's in police evidence, and tracking down the serial killer in Millie's body. So, you know, it's a fun ride. It's definitely worth the watch. It's a great time. So there's a lot of comedic elements. Vince Vaughn, he's, I think, really, really nailed this role, you know, because...
Hey, shit. How do killers do this? Oh, sorry. Oh, that's your face. Okay.
He's playing a girl, so, like, his body movements and his just, like, his gestures and his facial expressions and the way he was talking, I think he did an amazing job doing that. And even Kathryn Newton playing like a serial killer, like she just kind of had like a straight face and the way she walked. I think they both did fantastic jobs, but I really have to hand it to Vince Vaughn. He really stole the show here. But also, I can't pronounce the actor's name. It's Misha something. He played Josh, which is Millie's one of her friends, and he was very funny in the movie. And just the way they were all bouncing off each other, I think this was casted very, very well. I really enjoyed the watch through here, and I think if you're a fan of horror, slashers, comedy horror, I think this is something you should check out. This is a Blumhouse movie, so it's not like a cheap bullshit movie, but it's not like quadruple A movies. But, you know, I think it was a really fun ride. This is definitely my type of movie. I had a great time with this, and it's definitely going to go into the rotation. You know, I got the 4K here, so I'm going to be checking it out for years to come. So overall, I had a great time watching this movie. But let's talk about the 4K. So I do not have a previous Blu-ray to compare this to. However, I think this is a pretty good release from Scream Factory. Price is a bit high, especially because we do not get a slipcover. We do not get reversible cover art, which is also something they started to do away with, it seems. And it's a shame because I like to switch it up sometimes, or at least get the choice to choose which one I prefer. So as you can see on the inside, we have the 4K Blu-ray and the standard Blu-ray. Now, all of your special features are going to be on the Blu-ray itself. And this is actually pretty packed with special features. Trailers, there's audio commentaries, there's little, not quite documentaries, but you know, those little snippet things here and there about the actors and the making of, and all cool stuff in there, you know. So if you're a big fan of the movie, I think the special features are pretty decent. There's also some deleted scenes in there as well. So right off the bat, let's talk visuals. I was a little upset to see that it was not Dolby Vision, it was HDR10, so it's, you know, it's a step up above HDR, but, you know, I think Dolby Vision is the superior HDR format out there, and I just wish that was kind of the standard. You know, I think they did a pretty good job with the HDR10 because I don't think it looked bad at all. Now, it is a 2020 movie, so it's shot on modern technology, it's pretty new, it was probably shot on the most modern tech at the time, and this is only about 3 years old now, not even. And overall, visually, I think it looked fantastic. Again, I do not have a previous Blu-ray to compare it to. The Blu-ray in the box does have a Scream Factory logo on it, so I don't think this is the previous release. From the research that I could find, I don't think Scream Factory did a Blu-ray of this originally. I think this is the first time Scream Factory's had their hands on this. So the previous Blu-ray that would have been available is not the one that's included in here, to my knowledge. So from the 4K disc to the Blu-ray disc, I'm not entirely sure if this is just a regular scan or the 4K scan downgraded to a 1080p disc. I'm not entirely sure how they did that, because generally they will write that on the back of the box or promote it on their website. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I'm not entirely sure what is on this Blu-ray disc, but I mean, if we're buying this, we're buying it for the 4K, and that's really what matters. So I'm definitely a Dolby Vision fanboy here, and I get a little upset when I see it's just HDR, but again, I think this looked really good. You know, it's not reference quality, it's nothing to write home about, but I really can't find any negatives with this either. There is a lot of dark scenes in this, and I think the HDR10 did pretty damn good, honestly. And even the scenes outside, because there was some daytime scene, a little bit of everything, and the HDR really did a really good job here. Do I think Dolby Vision would have done it better? Maybe, but you know what? That's not what we have. We have HDR10 here, and I think it looked very, very good, and I really do not have any complaints with this, to be completely honest with you. So visually, I think they did a fantastic job. As far as audio goes, it has a DTS HD master audio that's going to be on the 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc, and I actually think this is a very, very good DTS HD master audio track. Like, my surround sound was really getting a workout with this. There was some deep bass. There was a lot of stuff coming from the rear speakers. You know, horror movies, I think, really take advantage. You know, horror and action movies, I think, and then sci-fi, you know, my three favorite genres, actually. But I think those are the best genres to take advantage of a surround sound. And especially horror stuff, they can really, really play with the rear speakers or the subwoofer or something and really just add to the suspense and the thrill of the movie. And I think that's what they did here. You know, there's some scenes where they're building up tension and then you hear something in the behind you or something, or to the side of you. Do I wish it was a Dolby Atmos track? Of course. I wish everything gets the Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos treatment. But that's not what we got here. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I don't know if it's a licensing thing, because, you know, you have Dolby and you have DTS. I'm not entirely sure how it gets determined if it's going to get a Dolby or a DTS track. And I've seen movies come out with a DTS track and then later down the line they get released with a Dolby track, or vice versa. So again, I'm not entirely sure how that works, but we got what we got, and you know what? I'm not disappointed. When I read the back, when I first got this, I was like, no Atmos, no Dolby Vision. I'm like, it's probably not going to be that great. And you know what? I was proven wrong. I think this is a fantastic release from Scream Factory as far as the disc goes. As far as the slipcover and the reversible art and, you know, and the price, there's a little bit more to be desired there for that price. But you know what? This is what we got, and these are my feelings on it. So do I think this is worth the $27? If you're a big fan of the movie, yeah, I guess you could justify that. As long as you're a fan of the movie, I think you could justify that price. It is a bit high for sure. You know, that's really anything. Any movie for $27 is pretty high, especially when it's just kind of a bare bones, You know, you do get the Blu-ray in there, which is a bonus, and then you get your special features on there if you're a huge fan of the movie. I generally don't watch special features, so the special features don't really amount to much for me. It's a very, very good 4K disc, that I can guarantee you, and it's definitely the best the movie has ever looked. Even though I've never seen that Blu-ray, I can guarantee you this 4K is definitely better because it looked fantastic, it sounded fantastic. And I'm actually just a really big fan of Scream Factory. I think they do amazing work. So overall, I think this is a good to great release from Scream Factory, only because of the price, the lack of the slipcover, the reversible art. I'm going to take points off for that. But I really enjoyed the movie. I think the disc itself is fantastic. I think this is perfect at like the $20 range. That $27 seems a bit high for this, but you know, if you love the movie, then it's definitely justifiable. So overall, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10, only because I really did like the movie a lot. I really enjoy this film, and it is a good disc. It's just that price point, and there's a couple features that Scream Factory puts out and sometimes doesn't, and I don't understand. This is not one of their collector's edition lines, so I think only their collector's edition stuff comes with the slipcovers and the reversible art. But it's a bit annoying. I wish if we're paying the premium, we should at least get a slipcover. But if you found this review helpful, please consider giving us a like and consider subscribing to the channel, because that is the best way to help us out. But until next time, guys, have a great day.